We're live from New Delhi. You're watching TT India Live, India's voice to the world. I'm Lipakshi Khurana, coming up in the next 30 minutes. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi emphasizes India's growth prospects at the round table with tech CEOs in New York, discusses aspects relating to technology, innovation and more. Prime Minister Modi in New York hails Indian diaspora, says India-America spirit is new AI power of the world, guarantees that Made in India chip will become a reality.
मैं मानता हूं कि एआई का मतलब है अमेरिका, इंडिया, ये स्पिरिट है.
Sri Lanka witnesses power shift from centre to left. Anura Kumara Dissanayake says we stand ready to rewrite Sri Lankan history. Indian Prime Minister congratulates Dissanayake for victory. Kamala Harris presses Donald Trump for another debate, not ready to relent. Trump says he will not run again if he loses in November. U.S. House Republicans unveil 3-month stopgap bill to avert shutdown, aim to vote on the measure on Wednesday. And in Chess Olympiad, India wins gold in both men's and women's category. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says remarkable achievement marks a new chapter in India's sports trajectory. Well, on to the top story. Prime Minister Narendra Modi interacted with the top tech leaders and CEOs of US. In a tweet, PM said that he had a fruitful roundtable with tech CEOs discussing aspects relating to technology, innovation and more, specifically on cutting-edge areas of AI, quantum computing, semiconductors and biotechnology. Also highlighted the strides made by India in this field. I'm glad to see immense optimism towards India. Alphabet CEO Sundar Pichai also participated in the meet. US CEOs roundtable meeting was hosted by the Massachusetts Institute of Technology School of Engineering in New York. India's PM Narendra Modi also met founder and CEO of the Holtec International, Dr. Krishna Singh, in New York. They discussed Holtec's plan to expand manufacturing in India and the potential for boosting cooperation in the field of atomic energy. Holtec International is the leader in innovative energy technology, design and manufacturing for the global nuclear power industry and beyond. Holtec's diverse and dynamic portfolio includes cutting-edge systems that manage spent nuclear fuel and radioactive waste and essential components for nuclear power plants. And besides, Prime Minister Modi met many world leaders on the sidelines of the UNGA. He held a very productive talks with Crown Prince of Kuwait, Sheikh Sabah Khalid Al Ahmed Al Sabah. They discussed how to add vigor to India-Kuwait ties in sectors like pharma, food processing, technology, energy and more. PM Modi also met Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas and expressed deep concern at the humanitarian situation in Gaza. PM reaffirmed India's continued support to the people of Palestine. Earlier, India's Prime Minister Modi held a very good meeting with his Nepalese counterpart KP Sharma Oli in New York. As India-Nepal share robust friendly relationship, the Indian PM said two leaders look forward to adding even more momentum to the ties. The talks focused on issues such as energy, technology and trade. Earlier, Prime Minister Modi's day 2 of the U.S. visit began with his address to the Indian diaspora at Nassau Coliseum in New York. Electrifying gathering of over 16,000 people gave PM Modi a warm and magnificent welcome. Prime Minister Modi highlighted India's resolve to become Viksit Bharat, a developed country by 2047, and the invaluable role the Indian diaspora plays in cementing our bilateral ties with the U.S.
मां भारती ने जो हमें सिखाया है वो हम कभी भी भूल नहीं सकते। हम जहां भी जाते हैं सबको परिवार मानकर उनसे घुल मिल जाते हैं। डायवर्सिटी को समझना, डायवर्सिटी को जीना, उसे अपने जीवन में उतारना, ये हमारे संस्कारों में है, हमारी रगों में है। हम उस देश के वासी हैं जहां सैकड़ों भाषाएं हैं, सैकड़ों बोलियां हैं, दुनिया के सारे मत है, पंथ है, फिर भी हम एक बनकर, नेक बनकर आगे बढ़ रहे हैं।
Highlighting diaspora strength on a foreign land, Prime Minister Modi hailed American Indian spirit as the new AI power of the world.
दुनिया के लिए AI का मतलब है आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस, लेकिन मैं मानता हूं कि AI का मतलब है अमेरिकन इंडियन। अमेरिका इंडिया ये स्पिरिट है और वही तो नई दुनिया का AI पावर है। यही AI स्पिरिट भारत अमेरिका रिश्तों को नई ऊंचाई दे रहा है।
In his address, the Prime Minister also spoke about his vision for India's future, calling it PUSHP, which in Hindi means a flower. He said that the acronym PUSHP is putting India on the path to progress and prosperity.
आपको एक शब्द याद रहेगा, पुष्प। हाँ, कमल मान लीजिए, मुझे इतना नहीं है। पुष्प, और मैं पुष्प को डिफाइन करता हूं, P फॉर प्रोग्रेसिव भारत, U फॉर अनस्टॉपेबल भारत, S फॉर स्पिरिचुअल भारत, H फॉर ह्यूमैनिटी फर्स्ट को समर्पित भारत, P फॉर प्रोस्परस भारत, यानी पुष्प। पुष्प की 5 पंखुड़ियों को मिलाकर ही विकसित भारत बनाएंगे।
Well, the Indian Prime Minister also spoke about how the country will play a role in enhancing global growth.
आज का भारत दुनिया में एक नए कैटलिस्ट एजेंट की तरह उभर रहा है और इसका प्रभाव हर सेक्टर में दिखेगा। ग्लोबल ग्रोथ के प्रोसेस को तेज करने के लिए भारत का रोल अहम होगा। ग्लोबल पीस के प्रोसेस को तेज करने के लिए भारत का रोल अहम होगा। ग्लोबल क्लाइमेट एक्शन को स्पीड अप करने में भारत का रोल अहम होगा। ग्लोबल स्किल गैप को दूर करने में भारत का रोल अहम होगा। ग्लोबल इनोवेशंस को नई दिशा देने में भारत का रोल अहम होगा। ग्लोबल सप्लाई चेन में स्टेबिलिटी के लिए भारत का भूमिका अहम होगा। साथियों, भारत के लिए शक्ति और सामर्थ्य का अर्थ है, भारत के लिए शक्ति और सामर्थ्य का अर्थ है ज्ञानाय, दानाय, च रक्षणाय। यानी नॉलेज इज फॉर शेयरिंग, वेल्थ इज फॉर कैरिंग, पावर is for protecting.
Well, to boost further ties with the USA, Prime Minister Modi also announced that India will open 2 new Indian consulates in Boston and Los Angeles. Meanwhile, on the third and last day of the US visit, PM Modi will address the Summit of the Future at the United Nations, where leaders are expected to deliberate on course correction to make sustainable development for all a reality. DD India correspondent Shubhendu Ghosh brings us more on this.
On day 3 of Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit to the United States, focus would be on the Summit of the Future at the United Nations. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will present India's vision on sustainable tomorrow. At the heart of the summit lies the idea that 21st century challenges require 21st century solutions. It is a recognition that the world has fallen behind in meeting its targets, from sustainable development goals to mitigating climate change. Global institutions have failed to evolve and reform. Regional conflicts threaten global peace. Earlier on Sunday, UN General Assembly adopted a pact for the future, which the UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres described as a landmark agreement that is a step change towards more effective, inclusive and network multilateralism. The pact covers themes including peace and security, global governance, sustainable development, climate change, digital cooperation, human rights, gender, youth and future generations. Given how failed development targets disproportionately impact poor and developing countries, all eyes will be on how Prime Minister Modi articulates the concerns of the Global South. Shubhendu Ghosh for DD India in New York.
Well, with a lot of diplomatic action in New York this week, India's External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar is set to address the general debate of the United Nations General Assembly on September 28th. The general debate of the 79th UNGA session will take place from September 24th to the 30th. And still to come on this edition of DD India Live. All set for second phase of assembly polls in J&K. Voting for second phase to be held in 26 seats on September 25th. India sends second tranche of humanitarian assistance to drought-hit Namibia. Riya Singh, crowned Miss Universe India 2024, will represent India at the global pageant.
Complex issues, hidden agendas, twists and turns, strategic games. We think all dots are linked. We just need to connect them. Join me every week as I connect the dots to unravel hidden designs in statecraft, mysteries, and decode issues that matter to you. Watch Connecting the Dots with me at these times on DD India.
Welcome back. You're watching DD India Live. I'm Lepakshi Kuran, and moving on, left-leaning politician Kumara Dissanayake has been elected as Sri Lanka's next president after he won the country's first election since its economy collapsed in 2022. The 55-year-old beat off his nearest rival opposition leader, Sajid Premadasa, to emerge as the clear winner after a historic second round of counting, which included second preference votes. Outgoing President Ranil Wickremesinghe trailed in third. Dissanayake polled 5.6 million or 42.3% of the votes, a massive boost to 3% he had managed in the last presidential election in 2019. It was the first time in the Indian Ocean Islands history that the presidential race was decided by a second tally of votes after the top two candidates failed to win the mandatory 50% of votes to be declared a winner.
There was a need for a government with a mandate from the people if you want to rescue the country from the crisis. We know in the recent past the mandate was distorted. The distortion of the people's mandate affected the parliament and other institutions beyond that. The people's mandate that is needed to take this country forward is being established. That was the main point of the presidential election. And I think the general election should be held immediately after.
And India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi extended greetings to the Sri Lankan President-designate Kumara Dissanayake and congratulated him following his win in the Sri Lankan presidential election on Sunday. Taking to social media platform X, PM Modi congratulated Dissanayake and said that the island country holds a special place in India's neighborhood first policy and vision sagar, that is security and growth for all in the region, which focuses on concerted cooperative measures for sustainable use of oceans and provides a framework for a safe, secure and stable maritime domain in the region. PM Modi also said he looks forward to working closely with Sri Lankan President-elect to further strengthen multifaceted cooperation between the two nations for the benefit of people and the entire region. High Commissioner of India to Sri Lanka, Santosh Jha, called on President-elect Kumara Dissanayake on Sunday. He conveyed greetings from India's leadership and congratulated him on winning the people's mandate. India's Sri Lanka civilizational twin is committed to further deepen ties for the prosperity of the people of our two countries. Well, U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris has pushed for a new debate next month as the election nears, while former President Donald Trump has declined, citing the start of early voting in some states. Democratic presidential nominee Harris urged Trump to accept a proposal to debate on October 23rd as a follow-up to the previous debate on September 10th. Speaking to supporters at North Carolina rally, Trump said it was too late for another debate because early voting has already started in some states. Harris plans to roll out a new set of economic policies that aim to help Americans build wealth and set economic incentives for businesses to aid that goal.
So I'm going to be giving a speech this week that is really to outline my vision for the economy. As you've heard me talk about, I believe in what we can create in terms of opportunity for the American people. I've named it an opportunity economy, which really, in short form, is about what we can do more to invest in the aspirations, the ambitions, and the dreams of the American people while addressing the challenges that they face, whether it be the high price of groceries or the difficulty in being able to acquire home ownership, because for a number of reasons, including we don't have enough housing supply.
Moreover, Republican U.S. House of Representatives Speaker Mike Johnson has proposed a 3-month stopgap funding bill to avert a government shutdown in a Sunday letter to his members. The stopgap funding bill excludes an immigration-related measure demanded by Donald Trump. Johnson's plan, known as a limited continuing resolution, would fund the government until December 20th, punting longer-term spending decisions until after the election. In addition to keeping the government funded at current levels, it would replenish funds for FEMA and include $230 million for Secret Service funding. The chamber will aim to vote on the measure on Wednesday. Failure to act by then would furlough thousands of federal workers and shut down government operation weeks before the election. And German Chancellor Olaf Scholz's party, Social Democrats, narrowly beat the far-right AfD in a state election on Sunday in the formerly communist seat. Scholz's centre-left SPD won around 31% in the state of Brandenburg against the anti-immigration, pro-Russian Alternative for Germany, which scored about 29%. The vote in Brandenburg comes 3 weeks after the Russia-friendly AfD became the first far-right party to top a state election in Germany since World War II in Thuringia. It also performed strongly in neighbouring Saxony, coming hot on the heels of a Conservatives in the second place. And India's commitment to humanitarian support continues. India sends second tranche of humanitarian assistance for the warm and friendly people of Namibia to enhance their food security. A consignment of 1,000 empty maize given to severe drought-hit Namibia. India's proactive stance in providing timely and effective aid to countries like Namibia reinforces its commitment to leading by example in international cooperation. By addressing immediate needs while also advocating for sustainable development, India is helping to pave the way for a more resilient and interconnected global south, ready to tackle the pressing challenges of climate change and food security. And on to some updates on assembly elections in India's Jammu Kashmir now. After an impressive turnout of over 61% in the first phase, the Union Territory is now set for the second phase. 26 assembly constituencies will go to polls in this phase on the September 25th. The second phase of the election covers the constituencies in Riyasi, Rajouri and Poonch districts in the Jammu region and Srinagar and Budgam district of Kashmir Valley. Leaders of all political parties are leaving no stone unturned to woo the voters, as campaigning will end on Monday evening for this phase. The Jammu and Kashmir Assembly election is being conducted in 3 phases, with voting on September 18, September 25th and October 1st. The counting of votes will take place on October 8th. Assembly elections are being held for the first time in Jammu and Kashmir after the abrogation of Article 370. And now let's take a look at other stories making news today. As part of Seva Pakhwada or Service campaign, the Indian Minorities Foundation organized a mega multi-speciality health camp in Mumbai to celebrate Prime Minister Narendra Modi's 74th birthday. Over 3,500 underprivileged patients received free medical treatment. In Manipur, hundreds of people took part in 10-kilometer Red Run Marathon to spread awareness regarding HIV and AIDS. The marathon was organized by Manipur State AIDS Control Society. Indian film star Chiranjeevi Konadela has been honored by the Guinness World Record, which recognized him as the most prolific film star in Indian cinema in the actor-dancer category. And Riya Singh will represent India at the Global Miss Universe 2024 pageant. Riya was crowned Miss Universe India 2024 at a glittering ceremony on Sunday in Jaipur in Rajasthan. Miss Universe 2024 competition will take place later this year. Well, you're watching DD India Live. Time now for updates from the world of sports. The Indian chess team has scripted history by bagging 2 gold medals in the open and women's section respectively on Sunday in Budapest. In the open section, Indian men's team outplayed Slovenia with a score of 3.5, 0.5. Gukesh, Arjun and Pragananda secured wins, whereas Vidit drew his game comfortably in the round of 11. Meanwhile, in the women's section, the team crushed Azerbaijan. Harika, Divya and Vantika scored wins, whereas Vaishali settled for a draw. The Indian team will also be awarded the prestigious Gaprindashvi Cup, which is given to the best performing federation that includes the performance of open and women's section. With this victory, India bettered its performance from the 2022 Olympiad, where it won a bronze medal in home soil. Previously, India had won a bronze title in the 2014 edition. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi congratulated the Indian contingent on their exceptional performance at the Chess Olympiad on X. He said, and I quote, "Historic win for India as our chess contingent wins the 45th FIDE Chess Olympiad. India has won the gold in both open and women's category at Chess Olympiad. Congratulations to our incredible men's and women's chess teams. This remarkable achievement marks a new chapter in India's sports trajectory. May this success inspire generations of chess enthusiasts to excel in the game." All right, that's all for this edition of DD India Live. Let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. For those on the go, you can get all the latest news and updates from India and across the world on the DD India mobile app. The app is available on both Android and iOS platforms. Scan the QR code on the screen to download now. We'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Lipakshi Khurana from all of us here in Delhi. Thanks for watching DD India Live.